Good morning, everyone. In the another new topic of cyber security and digital forensic. Till we had discussed the various points regarding the unit number two, and we'll try to clarify each and every topics related with the cyber security and digital forensic syllabus. We had last topic seen just vulnerabilities in that we had discussed what the vulnerabilities and categories which will be associated with the vulnerabilities that will be associated with the organizations and the hardware, software, personal also, and many more. Before that, we had discussed malicious code, various cyber attacks, and many more things regarding the unit number two. Now we are moving toward the one of the interesting topic, that is a deep web. As may you have known about the deep web, because most of the students may have interacted on the internet, so that they have the capacity, they have the interest to perform, to search, to getting information from the internet. So they try to getting more and more information and try to search many more things using the various search engines which is available for the getting the information. So it may happen that we just try to get the information, that is as considering the only 4% information among the whole information. Only 4% information will be, we are going to search from the Google search engines, Yahoo search engine, and many more search engine which will be known to us, and remaining 96% is protected by some passwords, and we don't know what kind of information is there. So the concept of a deep web that you have seen in this diagram also, the surface part which is you are going to see in this diagram, that will be available over the waters. Only minimum part will be available on the water, but with that particular surface part, that part again going to continue with that particular water, and that is a very huge amount of the particular parts which will be available. So in internet also, we are just searching, we are just finding small amount of information which is available on the particular engines, search engines, and much more huge amount of information we are not seen, we are not known, and we are not able to get that information. That is a deep web. As general term, we are going to discuss about what is the definition of deep web, what is the surface web, and history of deep web also. Deep web refers to the part of the internet not fully accessible through standard search engines like Google, Yahoo, and the Bing. The deep web includes pages that were not indexed, fee for services sites available there, and private databases, and the dark web. So these are the concept related with the particular deep web. Means you can just deep web refer to the part that will be accessible through the standard browsers, standard search engines like Google, Yahoo, and the Bing, from which from on that there are the number of pages will be associated with there. So from that we are going to use some information, that is a standard information, or the information which will be available with that particular engines. The deep web includes pages that were not indexed, and that pages also have the fee required for the services sites, and the private database will be there. So these are the basic definition for the deep web. Means you can say that key it is also we are going to call as a hidden web or invisible web, that is differ from the surface web, that content can be accessed through the search engine. Information on site like Investopedia is part of the surface web, as it can be reached through search engine. Most experts estimate that the deep web is much bigger than the surface web, because there is a huge amount of data which will be associated with that particular deep web than the surface web. Many web pages are dynamically generated or do not have links from other site also. Without links from previously indexed site, the search engine cannot find them. That is why getting links from the other pages is basic principle for the search engine optimizations. Means for getting links from other pages is a basic principle of a search engine optimizations. That considering fee of services site are another major surface or sources of a deep web content, that we had discussed in the just definition, that key fee for service sites will be required for the deep web content. So free for service sites such as the Netflix are visible on the web, but most of their content is not. As you know that Netflix provided you which will be available on the web, but most of them content will be, so that Netflix will be available on the internet, and some content of them visible also on the web, but most of their content is not. So customer may pay some kind of a fee, that is a subscription fees, to create a user ID and set up some kind of a password to get most of the material offered by this site. Only those willing to able to pay such kind of a fees for these sites can get access to their particular content. So सब वहाँ पे फ्री में अवेलेबल नहीं रहता है, बराबर है. तो जो भी चीज़ें फ्री में अवेलेबल होंगी ऑन द इंटरनेट ऑन द वेब, दैट यू आर गोइंग टू सी. बट इफ़ यू वांट टू मोर एंड मोर वीडियोज़, मोर एंड मोर वेब सीरीजेस, और मोर एंड मोर इंफॉर्मेशन, तो फॉर दैट वी नीड टू पे सम अमाउंट. कुछ पैसे वहाँ पे आपको खर्च करना पड़ता है फॉर गेटिंग द एक्सेस, दैट इज यूजर ID एंड पासवर्ड. So these restrictions of information to paying customers goes against the egalitarian spirit of their early internet. While access to movies might seem trivial, serious research tool like JSTOR and Statista also charges fees. So some kind of a tools will be available there. These are the concept of a deep web. Means we are going to just search the free content that will be available on the internet, but on the deep web we had to pay some kind of a fees also. We need to require some kind of password, because there is a private databases also, then fee of services will be available there. So as considering surface web, the surface web is the portion of the World Wide Web that is indexable by conventional search engines. Means all the pages which will be available on the surface web, and then that information, the pages if you want to require, so you can easily search that pages by proper indexing, through proper indexing. So that is the conventional search you can engines will be required there. It is also known as the ClearNet, the visible web or indexable web. So all the data which will be properly indexed over there. 85% of the web user uses search engines to find needed information, but nearly as high a percentage cite the inability to find desired information as on the their biggest frustrations. So whatever they require information they will require. So maybe all the users may try to search the information from the internet, that from the using search engines, and if we are they getting their desired result searching, they happy, otherwise they will get frustrated. A traditional search engine sees only a small amount of the information that is available, that is the 0.03%, means that Google and all the things that available there. So you can see the information which is available on the internet, it is a 0.03% near about only, that is the content for the surface web. As deep web is a world wide web content that is not part of the surface web, which is indexed by standard search engines. So that which is not part of the surface web. It is also called the deep net, invisible web, or hidden web, as we are discussing the definition also, that key it is also called the invisible web or the hidden web. Largest growing category of a new information on the internet, that you know that key most of the internet information will be available there, and for that you will be requiring some kind of a password to get access of the particular data. 400 to 55x more public information that the surface web. Total quality 1000 to 2000x greater than the quality of the surface web. It is a huge amount of that, is you can see in the diagram also, that key it is a huge amount of information which will be not accessed by the most of the internet user, that is a 7.9 zettabytes information. Means the surface web that you can see in this diagram also, only 4% of web content, that is 8 billion pages, is available via search engines like Google, Bing or Yahoo. Means only 4%, that is 8 billion pages also, it is a very much amount of pages as considered to our knowledge. So only 4% information which will be searched by the particular search engine, that is the Google, Bing and the Yahoo. The deep web content approximately 96% of the digital universe is on deep web site protected by the some kind of a password, means near about 7.9 zettabytes. At most of the students also don't aware about the what is the zettabyte, terabyte, gigabyte and all the things. After that there is a zettabyte. So what is exactly the calculations, you need to calculate it properly. So 96% of the data that will be available on the internet, that will be required some kind of a password. So you can see in the diagram how the internet information will be available on the surface web, how much will be available on the particular deep web. As considering history, Jill Ellsworth used the term invisible web in 1994 to refer to websites that were not registered with any search engines. Mike Bridgman cited a January 1996 article by Frank Gracia, and they have content that it will be a site that possibly reasonable design, but they didn't not bother to register it with any of the search engines, so no one can find them. You are hidden, and I call the invisible web. So it may happen that most of the information sites, websites also, they are not registered with the search engine. So because of that, most of the internet user not finding out information from the them, they don't know their name also. So it may happen that key for getting the access from that particular sites, we are not able to get the information because they are the hidden, we don't know where to reach there. So that is invisible for us. So another early use of term invisible web was by Bruce Mount and Matthew B. Call of a personal library of software in the 1996. The first use of a specific term deep web, now generally accepted, occurred in the aforementioned 2001 Bridgman study. So that is some kind of a history. How search engine works, we are going to discuss. Search engines construct a database of a web by using programs called spider or web crawlers that being with a list of known web pages. The spider gets a copy of each page and index it, storing useful information that will let the page be quickly retrieved by again later. Means the program that is we call it as spider. So we are going to write some kind of a code so that that information will be required. We are going to fetch from the databases and that will be stored in the particular page. That page will be properly indexed, spider will be indexed properly, that and whenever again we are going to require such kind of a page that will be properly quickly retrieved because of the proper indexing. In any hyperlinks to new pages are added to the list of page to be crawled. Eventually all reachable pages are indexed unless the spider runs out of time or disk space. The collection of reachable pages defines the surface web. So all the pages we are going to reach or will be getting information from that particular sites, that will can say that because we are going to reach there. So that is the part of the surface web. This is the diagram. Here search engine will be shown there, that is Google. How search engine will be work, that will be available there. You can see in the diagram. Whenever you are going to search from the search engine, whenever you want to search any information, that will be available. So first of all, display the result from the databases. Whatever information will be required, so regarding that particular information, they are going to provide you number of pages. So then web crawlers or web spider try to finding out the number of websites, crawl the website properly and copy the information in the websites, store the information into particular databases again to getting the again and again that particular website. So as considering deep web, we had discussed that key it also contains the private databases. So for that we'll require some kind of authentication. After that we are going to accessing the information from the private databases. So private databases are also a crucial component of the deep web. Private databases can be as simple as a few photos shared between friends on a Dropbox. They also include financial transactions made on the major site like a PayPal. The crucial feature of a private database is that the people want to share or preserve this information without sharing it with everyone. That content will be available on the private databases. That makes it part of the deep web rather than the surface web. So what kind of information we need to share? What is the information will be required? That is the part of the private databases. In the diagram also you can see that Google will providing the information that is a free of cost, and that is the Wikipedia inefficient information, disorganized information that will be available on the particular surface web. But in the deep web, the proper organized, proper evaluated images information that will be available there, they will be requiring some kind of a fee. Sophisticated searching will be required to get the access from the deep web. Subscription databases will be available because you need to getting some information, private information from databases. So that will be required some kind of subscription to the particular databases, and proper authorization will be required to get access from the deep web. So you can see in the diagram also how the free of cost information will be available there. That is from the regular surface web we are going to search many more times, and what is the deep web we require. That is the example we are also seeing that Netflix and all the paper and all the things. So what are the contents for the deep webs, and which kind of we can say that potential deep web potential shadowland and the onion router, that is a TOR. What will be that we are going to discuss in the next lecture also, but just we are going to see that this is the concept of the deep web. As considering the definition of a dark web, deep web and dark web. Dark web is a term that web refer to the encrypted online content that is not indexed by conventional search engines. Accessing the dark web can only be done using specific browser such as TOR browser. That is the TOR browser. The Tor browser will be required to getting information in a dark web. There is a great deal of privacy and anonymity. So they will be requiring the Tor browser. There is a great deal of privacy and anonymity that comes with using the dark web compared to the traditional websites. As most of the attention is placed on the online marketplace for the drugs, exchange of stolen data, and other illegal activities, when people think that there will be the dark web. Despite of these, there is a often very legitimate reason why people choose to use the particular dark web, including political dissidents and people who want to keep certain information private. As time that time they are going to go for the dark web also. Finally, dark websites are the part of the deep web also. That will the Silk Road was perhaps the most infamous site on the dark web. Silk Road, that was perhaps the most famous site on the dark web. Many dark websites can be reached by specialized search engine designed for that particular purpose, but but not by standard search engine, that is Google and all the things. In order to access the search engine and the sites, it is necessary to use the specific browser. We had discussed about it, that is the Tor browser. The dark web allows legitimate user to avoid censorship, but it also creates opportunities for the cyber crime also. So as considering benefits of the deep web, so deep web gives user access to far more information than the surface web. This information may simply be a page that are not important enough to be listed. However, it also includes some kind of a latest TV shows, databases that are essential for the managing your personal finances, and stories that are censored on the surface web. So much of this content on the deep web would not be available at all if only the surface web existed. As considering privacy, which is usually provided by the encryption, that is another benefit of a deep web. Encryption on the deep web allow fee for services site to keep their content away from the non-paying internet users while serving it to their पर्टिकुलर कस्टमर्स. तो फ्री में मिल रहा है नेट पे ऊपर तो सब कुछ देख लो, ऐसे चलता है. बहुत सारे आप शायद इसके मोस्ट ऑफ द ट्रेंड आर गोइंग टू सी द वेब सीरीजेस ऑन द अवेलेबल ऑन द पर्टिकुलर साइट, दैट इज़ द नेटफ्लिक्स प्रोवाइडिंग, देन द मैक्स प्लेयर है, उसके बाद में बहुत सारे, आई डोंट नो एग्जैक्टली विच आर द एप्लीकेशंस. सो some content will be available, there is a free, but if you require more web series, more information, then you need to particular pay. So that will be because of the encryption on the particular deep web. The encryption database is absolutely necessary for all form of a fintech to function properly. Without this security, neither firms nor individual could safely conduct financial transaction over the internet. The dark web was designed mainly to provide user with more privacy. So for accessing the information on the internet, most of the time you will be required some kind of security, some kind of a privacy. So for that, these privacy through encryption to the databases, privacy through many more tools that will be available. So that will be provided by the particular deep web. As considering criticism of the deep web, it is a more serious criticism of deep web is that it undermines the openness and equality of the internet. In 1990s, there was a hope that the internet would give everyone an equal chance to access everything. But instead that fee for service side gives access to premium productivity tools only to those who can afford them. In many cases, we can see that crucial tools cost hundreds and even thousands of the dollars also. So this is some kind of criticism with the particular deep web. So only the people who are able to pay, they are getting much more information. They are going to use fee for services side which will be available to access the information on their particular sites. The dark web creates another set of issues for the deep web. Those with advantages is knowledge other than more many can commit crimes. In some cases, people hiding behind the dark web attack legitimate user on the surface web, so reducing the quality of the internet for everyone. So it may happen also that the dark web, through dark web, the attackers also try to attack us on the particular surface web content to get slow down your particular internet, to get reduce the quality of the internet who are going to use the surface web also. So this is some concept of we can say that deep web and dark web. I hope your concept may get clear properly regarding the what is deep web and what is the dark web. So deep web is nothing but the part of the internet not fully accessible through standard search engine like Google, Yahoo or the Bing and many more standard search engines. So deep web includes pages that were not indexed, that is fee for services, that is FFS sites will be available on the deep web. Private databases also available on the deep web and the dark web. These are the some concepts with the deep web. As we know that the dark web also refers to the encrypted online content that will be not indexed by the conventional search engines, and accessing the dark web can only be done using the private browser, that is specific browser, that is a Tor browser. There is a great deal with the particular privacy and anonymity that will be available there. What is Tor and what is all the things we are going to discuss in the next lecture. Tor stands for the onion router, and we are going to discuss about many money related transactions, how it will be happen, and the brighter side of a darkness is individual web search tools which will be available, that we are going to discuss in the upcoming lectures of cyber security and digital forensic. So just keep in mind that whenever you are going to use the internet by using the particular search engines, because most of the users just know the Google is a search engine, and most of the students also don't know what is Google search, which are the search engines. They don't able to we can say that provide the answer regarding this question. So we are just going to use the surfaces web to getting the result from the particular information which will be required to our day-to-day work. As we had also discussed that 8 billion pages, near about more than 8 billion pages will be available on the surface web, that is the 4% content, 4% of the web content only available on the surface web, from which we are going to use the free of cost kind of information. 96% information will be available on the deep web, and that will be deep web site protected by the particular password. For that you have to pay for the subscription also. So thank you very much for attending the session. Listen carefully the concept of a deep web, and we'll continue with same in the next lecture. Thank you very much.